Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this evening's edition of Applied Neolife. I like to also call it Team Training Tuesday. And we are privileged to be able to communicate with each other online. And I know many of you are from different places from where I am. Today, we are answering the question why it is important to share near life. So, why share near life? And before I go very far, I just want to give my co-host the rights to share. And in a minute, I'll do that. So, I'll make you co-host. Welcome. Thank you. Right, so we're having a closer look at the importance of changing buying habits, beginning with cleaning products. And we are in a family on a mission to make the world healthier and free of financial stress. My name is Esa Zanambasi. By training, I'm a medical doctor. By passion, I just love to see the world healthier and free of financial stress. So the name of my brand is Simply Healthier. That's the name of my business. And I enjoy helping people to shift their focus from sickness to health and wellness. And today we are considering logical sharing for best results, hoping that there are many, many visitors on the call and relatives and friends. We want to help you to understand what we do in this family. First of all, the definition of logic, it is a science and an art of reasoning correctly. So we want us to understand why near life, the people, the products, and the plan are, and why we are here. And we want to appreciate the neo-life culture and to get to know the values and also the courage to have the courage to positively impact lives. So we'll start with the values. Value number one, absolute integrity. Value number two is people are number one. Value number three is products that work. And then the fourth value is it's an equal opportunity for all. And the one that I really treasure is a long-range vision. We all have to adopt a long-range vision and not to think of the here and now. So let's keep it simple, shall we? There are two main reasons that health deteriorates. The first reason is toxins. And we'll go into some descriptions of that. And then the other one is malnutrition or nutritional deficiencies. Both these occur concurrently, they happen concurrently, and our responsibility is therefore to continually make appropriate comments. This will involve learning and relearning and choosing to hear from people who are already walking the journey. And one of them is here with us this evening, Gilbert Mwanguzi. He's an entrepreneur by choice, and he's very, very passionate about sharing the logical choices that we have in this family. So Gilbert, please unmute and take it away.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eseza, for that introduction. I welcome all of you to this training that we are having and an interesting session. My name is Gilbert Mwanguzi, an entrepreneur by choice. Professionally, I'm a baker. I bake bread, healthy bread. But aside from that, I also do my Neolife business, which I inherited from my mom. And where did Neolife find me? Neolife found me in 1996. That's when I encountered with it. When I had a challenge in health-wise, we had challenges at home, and I was asthmatic. But ever since I was taught how to use better products, they improved my health and my life, and that's what we are going to be going through as we share along. Now, to go through our golden home care versus common household cleaners, there are a number of aspects that you need to look at because Neolife doesn't only it encompasses everything. It looks at your health and they make sure that you have to be healthy. But to be healthy, you have to remove toxins in your home. So our new life home care products are eco-friendly and most of all, they are powerful and economical. Meaning economical, they last you a long, long time. So in order to do that, you're able to get a cleaner home and a cleaner planet for you to use. We have the G1 laundry, the Super 10, the LDC, as well as the Care, which come in highly concentrated formulas. So to begin with all that, you start with your family. You have to keep your family safe. And how do you do that? When you're having people experiencing allergies and all sorts of issues, you have to first look at the very source. So you begin with what to eliminate those residues and you change to free rinsing, non-toxic, biodegradable products. So in order to do that, you have to find something which is holistic and not harmful to your health. So to give you an example of LDC, this is one of my very favorite products that we encountered when we were still very young, when Neolife was being introduced here in Uganda. And just by using it, we found it was very tremendous because it wasn't toxic and it was gentle. So it was something that you can use on your day-to-day daily life. Yeah. So what does LDC do? LDC, it breaks down grease and it emulsifies that and has a neutral pH. So it enables you to have a very safe home for you. I remember back then in 96, and what I love about Neolife, like how Dr. Cesar has explained our core values, one of them is products which work. They don't change the formulas. The LDC, how it used to be effective, that's how it is even nowadays. Then to move on, we have another exceptional product known as care. They encourage us to take care of ourselves. This is designed to destroy a wide variety of germs. So what does care do? Care is a concentrated disinfectant. And by meaning concentrated, that 1 liter you're seeing, you can mix it to get a general disinfectant of up to 50 liters. That's how effective it is because our products come in concentrate and it also has an hospital grade. It can be used in hospitals in a slightly higher dilution of 1 to 10. So it is safe for you to use and to deal with all sorts of germs and bacteria which bring sicknesses in our home. Then to move on to the care, we also have a very wonderful product known as the Super 10. Now, this is also a lovely product which you cannot afford to miss in your home. What does Super 10 do? Super 10 allows you to get higher dosage of products at a much higher dilutions. That one bottle you're seeing there, you can get up to 22 spray bottles of powerful soap to use. Super 10 does all your hard work. It cleans car engines, mopping floors, bathrooms, name it. So you end up finding that you're saving a lot of money and by using a few products at your home. So those are the three core products that I've talked about, the four. There's also the G1 laundry. And that basket that you're seeing there has what we call the mixing bottles and the spray bottles. The reason why the company puts up that is to enable you to be able to use our home care products effectively to show you how economical they can be. Because you just put a little of the concentrated product, then you add water, and you're able to go. And those products will cover you in your home. Then moving on, we also have our wonderful G1 laundry compound, which will give you approximately 150 machine washes for people who have machines. And for those who don't have machines, the washes even can reach 200. Meaning, I remember when I just started using it, It would take me a full year before I could buy the next packet. That's how economical our G1 laundry is, and it is very amazing in that you get an effective job on your laundry and it looks new and refreshed. So it's a product you cannot afford not to have in your homes as well. Then moving on to the G1, we also have the oxygen bleach. This used to be in the East African market, but currently we don't have it here. But it's also a nice laundry cleaning product, which moves along with the G1 laundry, which makes whites to stay white and the colors appear brighter. Then we also have this very marvelous product. Oh my God, Wash and Wax. I really like it. In fact, I remember way back in 2001 when I was starting my new life business. It's one of my favorite go-to products I like because the beauty with our home care products, you see the results upon applying. So I would go to whoever had a car and I would tell them, I have a very wonderful product, you have to try it on. And whoever bought it from me would see the excellent results. It is a very economical product which will give you 100 car washes and it washes your car while polishing it as well. Very incredible. So it cleans and protects your car. Then moving on to also that we have an incredible product. You see, farming is the backbone of our African culture. So farming is how we get food. And this special product has continued to change lives each and every day. Whoever farmer I recommend it to comes back with amazing results and even give me some of their yield to see how big it is. So it has very interesting testimonies as well. And all farmers need to get super grow in order to increase their yields and to love it more. It works on all crops. So we also have a wonderful skincare range in Neolife. You see, Neolife, as I told you, our products work. So it doesn't make sense for me to eat right, and at the end of the day, I apply a toxic lotion or product or cosmetic on my skin, and then it will harm me. So Neolife takes care of that, and our nutrients range is designed to feed your skin and protect it in order to look younger for longer. It's also very, very wonderful. Then moving on to our nutrition, which is the core of our Neolife backbone, they tell us that good nutrition can help lower the risk of many chronic diseases that are really a pandemic and destroying us. These include the heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers, diabetes, osteoporosis, name it. So the Centers for Disease Control have discovered that once you give the body right and you feed it right, you end up finding that you reduce on those degenerative diseases. So they ask us that does food really matter? That's the question I can pose to you. So why do I ask that question? Yes, food matters. What you need to know is that too much meat in the diet is associated with increased risk of fibroids, osteoporosis, heart disease, cancers, particularly pork and commercially reared beef. And the reason why that is so is because that beef and the meat in the diet is exposed, the cows you're seeing there, they are exposed to medications and hormones disrupting chemicals, which come in the form of their drugs. So in that, we have something to look up to. So they tell us that a plant-based diet has to be protective in our lives, and we have to look to that. So what does the modern lifestyle show us? As you can see on that plate there, I don't know what it is. It could be a burger or what. But what we need to know that our modern lifestyles nowadays can't afford us to live organically as our great grandfathers used to live. Because things are commercially grown and reared, we use a lot of chemicals and antimicrobials that are used, and also processing is way too much. Whole grains are no longer whole. This is how you're supposed to take on. The whole grains are too much. So according to the next slide that I'm going to show you, those foods you're seeing there, that's how we are supposed to eat. In a day, they tell you that you have to eat between 10 to 15 servings of different fruits and vegetables, as you're seeing there. The grapes, the bananas, the apples. I don't know how many servings you've had today, but it's almost impossible to do that based on our modern lifestyles. So they also tell us that we have six best doctors that we need to look to, and one of them is proper rest. You have to rest, give body a proper rest so that it can recharge itself. You also have to exercise the body. Then you also have to take in healthy food. That's the diet I was talking about. Having fresh air and water. Those and being exposed to the sun. Nowadays, people are vitamin D deficient. Those are the six best doctors you can ever have. So, what is happening? Logically, when you look at that example there is a long line of people that are queuing up to go and get pills and surgery. Then the other person who's offering a lifestyle change, they are ignoring them. So it's often said that change is difficult, but many people wait until they fall sick and tired before taking action. And that's not what we are supposed to do. Because by the time you do that, it will be too late. Wisdom and good long term results are deeply embedded in what Neolife stands for. And that's what we want to show you today.
Okay, I'm going to have to put Mr. Kamya out of the room because he's
Someone is
writing on the
playing
board.
on the board.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's Kamya. Mr. Kamya, I'm going to have to ask you to either desist from doing that or I'll put you out of the room. I would hate to do that, but I may have no choice. Okay, sorry about that. We may have gone further back than I
Mm.
should have. Um, do you want to carry on with that slide?
Let's carry on with the slide because I finished talking about the lifestyle change of what we are supposed to do. So people wait until they fall sick, then they start looking for quick fixes in forms of surgeries, which are not the solution. So what Neolife tells us, we have to change our lifestyle in order to avoid that. So if you decide to choose Neolife, we have what we call our Neolife difference, and that's what we encourage in our Neolife family. Neolife, all the products that we are going to talk about today are non-GMO and they have food traceability and they are whole-based food that are based on cellular nutrition, which are created by the Scientific Advisory Board, which is a team of wonderful doctors and nutritionists and exercise therapists who do a wide variety of work and put in a lot of scientific research to make sure that whatever that product comes out in form of Neolife is what your body actually needs. And the products are clinically proven and tested on humans using clinical studies. So that's how best you can be assured of our Neolife difference. So moving at the Neolife difference, that gentleman you're seeing up there is called Dr. Arthur Fast. His research up to now has been relied on. He's the gentleman who is a top toxicologist who discovered the treatment of cancer using oral chemotherapy. But then also he also discovered that much as you're giving someone oral chemotherapy, the person needs a natural antidote to help remove those toxins. And is one of the very brains that are behind one of our spectacular antioxidant products. So they tell us that people, you don't tell them what to do, but you need to show them how it is done. And that's what our scientific advisory board does by making sure that our products are based in nature and backed by science. So, how are they based in nature? To take you a little bit further, we have what we call a human cell that you're seeing there. That human cell has a number of features on it. It has a cell membrane, it has DNA, it has mitochondria, which need to keep it healthy so that you're able to move. In fact, our bodies, we are made up of these cells are about 43 trillion. If I'm not sure of the math, you can correct me there, but we are made up of cells. So if you're not healthy, your cells won't be healthy. And that's where Neolife puts a lot of emphasis on. Then moving on to the next slide, this is the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the energy generating things that are found in our cells, which have the ATP for our energy. So you have to look after yourself at a cellular level. It's very important. And how do you do that? They tell us that in a day, this is how you should be eating on a daily basis. This is how your plate should look like. You have to take a lot of whole grain foods. By meaning whole grain foods, I mean unprocessed rice, whole wheat, soya, name it. But nowadays, people, we take refined grains. Then on top of that, you have to take a lot of fruits and vegetables, between 10 to 15 servings. Then you have to limit your intake of the protein and the fats and sugars. Those ones you reduce on the quantity. But instead of following this, we have turned it upside down and the pyramid is inverted on its head. And this is a very dangerous pyramid because by looking at it, it doesn't have a solid foundation. It can easily collapse. We are taking way too much fats and sugars. The protein intake is way too much. People are taking a lot of meat, which has a lot of fats. Then the fruits and vegetables, we are taking it minimally. And the whole grains, they are no longer there anymore. They are all refined, most especially. So this pyramid is very dangerous. It's what makes our health deteriorate. As you're looking at that graph, that's a graph which shows our lifespan. Normally, when we have just been born, we are healthy and energetic. But as time goes on, because of poor nutrition choices, immediately the curve comes down and we fall into the third and eventually the sixth zone. The sixth zone, this is where people have developed degenerative diseases, the heart attack, diabetes, name it. So, what's the solution that we need to look to? We have a couple of solutions which Neolife offers us. So, when you look at that diagram there, it's a diagram of a healthy cell. That cell is what we looked at the earlier picture, which has a cell membrane, which has a lot of function. That cell membrane has to allow in nutrients that we eat in our food, then process them for energy. After the energy, it has to remove the waste in form of the elimination. So it needs to be kept healthy through our nutrition. But what happens because we have turned the pyramid upside down, our cell membrane becomes hardened and impermeable, meaning when someone eats food, the nutrients struggle to enter, and those that get into the cell membrane also struggle to leave as toxins. So the cells become tired and sluggish, causing toxic buildup, and that's very dangerous. So that's where Neolife comes in with our wonderful foundational product that was developed by the gentleman earlier that I talked about, Dr. Arthur First. He formulated 3NN grain concentrates. 3NN grain concentrates are going to provide your body with the essential oils to nourish our cell membrane so that it is soft and permeable, as you're seeing that round ball, in order to accept food and give you energy. That's why for people who are fatigued, all of us, we need to add training to our diet. This is what I talked about earlier. Based on our food pyramid, if you're eating a lot of fats and sugars, as you're seeing there on that picture, that is how your health will be looking like, and it won't be a healthy body. Yet when you look at this other body here, filled with the fruits and vegetables and the whole grains, this is much healthier. So there is a question mark: junk food, fats, oils, proteins, dairy, carbs, fruits and vegetables. Now you end up discovering that our diets, those foods that we talked about earlier, are what's causing this. As you're seeing that diagram there, that's what we call the visceral fat and the subcutaneous fat. Now that fat, the other diet builds up this. And once you see that, just know that that's a candidate for disease and future chronic diseases, which come because of that visceral fat. So your life does not get better by chance. You have to make a change and you have to be very intentional by changing your diet and doing the right thing. That's what Neolife offers us. So, what you need to know is that your mind will always believe everything you tell it. So, when you feed your mind hope and you feed it the truth and with love, it will expound, and by giving it the proper energy that it needs in form of our food. So when you start off with our Neolife knows that since proper nutrition begins at cellular level, we have very wonderful supplements for our children. And this is one of my favorite supplements that I cannot talk about, the Vita Squares. And we also have a new product that was recently launched here in Uganda known as the Liquivite. Because we are having nutritional challenges, we need to make sure that we provide our children with these wonderful supplements to take so that they are healthier. So what does the Vita Square do? You have to invest in the little ones. A strong immune system as children grow is important to ensure that their health is filled to the maximum. To give you an example, when I was introduced to our Neolife products in 1996, I've been able to live a healthy, happier lives compared to maybe our fellow peers. I rarely fall sick, but because of that strong backing that Neolife offered us. So we also have what we call the core nutrition of our supplement products. We have the Pro Vitality and the wonderful Neolife Shake. So they tell us that it is important to ensure that we need to feed ourselves at a cellular level. And that's where 3NN grain concentrate comes in. It comes in form of a capsule whereby the company squeezes those oils from those whole grains and puts them in our wonderful 3NN to feed our health. So these are not drugs, but actually I call them food. So moving on to the Pro Vitality, we have the 3NN grain concentrate, the carotenoid complex, the omega-3 plus, and the essential vitamin and minerals, which work in synergy together to make sure that someone lives a healthy, balanced life and vibrant one. Then we have the Neolife Shake. So what's not in the Neolife Shake? What's not inside? Because many people tend to confuse our supplements with other conventional products that are out there on the market. Neolife Shake doesn't have artificial sweeteners. It also doesn't have a high fructose corn syrup. It doesn't have any preservatives or artificial colors. It doesn't have genetically modified organisms, the GMOs, which are very dangerous. Then it also doesn't have gluten contributing ingredients, and it also cholesterol or saturated fats are not there, as well as the hydrogenated fats. So this is the protein shake that you need to supplement on your protein diet. And what's inside? It has a high protein score. It has the branched chain amino acids that are essential. It has fiber, which is very good. It is biologically complete with the 22 amino acids, and has whole food antioxidants. And it's also controlled glycemic response, which enables you to keep you in your proper weight. Because nowadays we're having a challenge of people dealing with being overweight and obese. So this is what Neolife Shake is going to do to you. It has clinically proven results to deliver you excellent weight loss. It has a lower body mass index. It is also cardioprotective. You're going to be protecting your heart against future diseases like heart attack and stroke. It has a 15% reduction in LDL cholesterol. LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, which we don't need in our veins, the low density lipoprotein. So you need to be aware of that. And that low density lipoprotein is abundant in our diet and lifestyles. So we also have the targeted solutions. And what are the targeted solutions? The targeted solutions, in order to go to them, we start with the core solutions. Because our products are in whole and holistic, they give you a whole thing. So there are people who have a number of challenges, and our targeted solutions help us in helping sure that we work on people who have specific challenges in their bodies. Then moving on, we have an excellent product known as the CoQ10. Now that works at your very site of the mitochondria, and your cells need it. So when you get the CoQ10 and you add it with the 3NN, the results are just terrific. In fact, I've recommended it to lots of people who are using it, and I also use it. So it is safe and holistic. Then we also have the botanical balance, which we all need in order to balance our blood glucose levels and keep them at a healthy range. Because as I talked about earlier, too much junk is moving around, and some foods are so attractive that you end up finding you can't skip them. So that's what botanical balance helps you to regulate your blood glucose levels. So what's the next step? The next step is you becoming a distributor. So why do you want to become a distributor? There are a number of reasons why you should become a near life distributor. Because no one doesn't want better health. All of us, we need to be having a good health. But there is also an incredible opportunity behind this all. And how does that do it? How can you afford the products for me to use? Because as I talked about, the range of products that we have. So what we do in Neolife, we teach you to change your buying habits by sharing information and inviting your friends and family to also do the same. That's where the business opportunity is embedded. So you have to be teachable and eager to learn. So the logic of sharing Neolife is you have to unlock the benefits of being an entrepreneur. Because what I've discovered, people who work from 9 to 5 jobs, their income is never enough. So everyone needs an additional income. So it enables you to be able to start your own business. So how do you do that? Of the products we talked about, the important product we begin with is our 3NN, and that's what we are teaching everyone to be able to use in their homes. When you decide to say, I want to take this on and use the products, we encourage you to start with the 3NN. Those are 3NNs, and you do your 100 points. That is the first activity, so that you become a qualified distributor, whereby you're beginning to use the products and share them with your friends. Each product is assigned a points value system. But it doesn't end there on you. They tell you if you want to help more people, share the incredible benefits of the opportunity with your friend, with your neighbor, and with your uncle. To give you an example, those are 3 people, and each of them, they have started to use the product and generate a bit of activity. That's the second activity, to do the 3 in 30, so that you start gaining from your near life opportunity. So we have steps in the near life opportunity marketing range, right from being a distributor to a manager, senior manager, executive, director, emerald, up to the president's team. So when you've decided to partner with the company, your aim and goal post should be to become a director. Because once you're a director, your life starts changing. And once you also continue it further, I'm telling you, the sky won't be even your limit. It will be your fueling station. But what are you doing? You're using the products and recommending wonderful thing people to share it logically. So based on the other example I showed you, that's a quick math of the calculations of how it can be. Taking the steps right through up to director. Directors are people who earn commissions ranging from 2.8 million. That's 6,400 PVs. So how do you do that? You have created a network of people whom you're recommending wonderful products for them to use in their homes and share with their friends. And as such, you're creating business activity and you get paid upon that. So it doesn't end there. We also have an interesting level known as the world team. And that's what I'm looking for in the near future. And I know I'm going to attain it. Being a world team member, you're seeing the money, your income can range between 3.6 million to 8 million. And what have you done? Just simply using the products and recommending them to your friends and showing them what they need to do in a logical way and sense. Then they also have it in rand here, because we have people that are not in Uganda, from 118,000 rand to 40,000 rand. That is good money for you to have, and most people have taken it on as a real business. That's why I call myself an entrepreneur. So, ladies and gentlemen, we also have an interesting level known as the president's team. As you hear the name president's team, once you attain that, your income can range between 16 million up to infinity, plus, plus. So what does a president's team member? The president's team member, you're simply keeping on doing what you're doing, but now you're creating a legacy of sharing an opportunity to people who are benefiting and also doing the same. So it doesn't end on you. That's the incredible bit about our new life opportunity. So what do you need to do? They tell us that the climb may be tough, but the view from the top is priceless. Like everything, there's nothing that is not challenging. In order to do that, you have to step out of your comfort zone and need to be having a dream. What is your dream? Because all of us want to be successful. So it requires hard work. There are obstacles that you're going to meet along the challenge as you go towards your path to success. So you need to stay positive and you need to set goals and work hard and also be willing to learn. Because in order to do all that, 80% of our business is training. So the ball is back in your hands. The best side hustle that can become a career and lifestyle, Neolife can offer you that. By looking at that map there, Neolife is in those markets that you're seeing in Africa. We have it in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Mozambique, Botswana, South Africa, Namibia, and even in the West African market. Now, what that means to you is that you have access to all those global markets in order to expand and widen your network. So it enables you to build your own business. Isn't that very incredible? It really is indeed. So what do you need to do? You need to speak to your sponsor and you fill in the application form. Who is your sponsor? Your sponsor is someone who has been able to get you to this call. That is for our guests that are on the call. Please make up your mind and decide and ask your sponsor how you can become a part of our Neo life journey so that you start changing your life as well as that of others. So, welcome to the family on a mission to make the world a healthier and happier place. So, Neolife is redefining the world of startups worldwide. So, back to the basic. The basic, as I talked about earlier, we need to change our buying habits. That's what Neolife teaches us when you're welcome to our Neolife family. So, you keep learning, you don't have to get tired. But the most important thing when you decide to partner with us is you have to use the products. So that when you use the products, you feel the benefits and experience. Then you share the opportunity of the products with others and you become a better version of yourself. As you're seeing that gentleman over there is our founder, Jerry Brasfield, together with our Ego team leader, Charlie Bolton, and I was really moved by his story way back in 1996 because he was also asthmatic when I came to know about our new life opportunity. But you can imagine at his age, he has been able to be using the products and is a healthy 86-year-old, you can imagine. So what are you going to do with your near life? That's a question I can pose back to you. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you, Gilbert. Thank you very much. This has been phenomenal. Um, we are on a mission to encourage as many people as will come forward to present to us. And Gilbert has done an incredible job. And I'm so happy that you've left some time over for questions and answers and comments and testimonies. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to put up your hand and we shall give you the opportunity to have your say. You can write in the chat as well. Thank you.